Hey all, here OS Reviews. You're watching our hands-on review of the Design Nest Dusk. This is a clock that claims to frame the sky because it changes color according to the time of the day, starting off at an opaque, pale, almost translucent white color, and as it gets further and further into the day, it gets darker and darker as well, becoming almost pitch black when it's midnight. I think this concept is really cool, makes a lot of sense, and also makes the clock just a bit more interesting to look at. It's really that simplicity and elegant, minimalistic design that makes it special. It doesn't have any additional, connected sensors, there's no Wi-Fi, there's no Bluetooth, it doesn't sync with an app, but again, it's all about that visual design and that color changing capability. And the clever part is it doesn't drain power as quickly as you'd think because it's not actually a display underneath that's changing the color. Rather, it's using physics. Two different polarizing filters, which as they twist, you can see how the color changes. Very similar to our sunglasses. The distributor Design Nest, which focuses again on simple, elegant designed products, are based in the Netherlands. And then on the back, we have just a very beautiful black and white image with the clock and this really modern looking apartment. Opening it up, we have an instruction manual, and you do need to have a little bit of installation to get it working. There's this small envelope here that actually contains the hands for the clock. Part of the reason is because of the polarizing filters, you have to calibrate it first by aligning everything before putting on the hands. And then we have the clock itself, which is actually made from a acrylic material as opposed to tempered glass, which also means it's a bit more durable in terms of handling. We just have the two layers acting as the lenses and the filters. So if you actually rotate it a little bit forcibly, you can actually start to see how it gets darker and darker as we kind of twist it along when we first calibrate it, and it becomes pitch black at this point, as you can see there. And if we continue rotating it, you can see it just gets brighter and brighter, and it almost has kind of an interesting bluish effect as it's transitioning midpoint. But essentially, at the brightest point, it looks like this. There actually is a film protector on the top that you can peel off when you are finished with installation to remove any accidental fingerprints. And then underneath the two layers on the plastic main plate, we can actually see the marks for the time. Here's a view of the clock from the side, as you can see there. And on the very back, we also see that there is a pre-included AA battery. It's a nice little extra bonus that they give you, so you don't even need your own. The installation is really quick. Simply snap on the minute hand and the hour hand underneath. There's no screws or anything, just press it down, and then you set the time just by twisting the minute hand on the top. So for instance, if it's 6 right now, I can simply start twisting it until we get to the correct place. And you can see that the top here with the logo is actually the 12 a.m. mark. So let's keep on twisting it until it reaches 6. And here we have it. It's about 6:30 right now, and you can see it's matching the analog widget on my phone here. You spin the minute hand to change the time, as well as change the transparency when first setting it up, and you spin it about the number of times that the hour is. So for example, we started off again at this 12 position here, and I spun it 6 times to get it to the 6 p.m. mark. You can spin it 9 times to get it to 9 p.m., so on and so forth. Afterwards, you can hear it ticking a little bit. I guess compared to a more traditional wall clock, it might be slightly more abstract. The tick marks aren't as obvious as on a regular watch, so it takes a little bit of time to get accustomed to. Some other quick observations: you would definitely want to put this against a white ceiling or a white wall so that you get the full effect of the transparency, because the tone of the clock is black and white. So if you put it against a really dark wall, or if it's a weird color like red or green, the effect might not be as apparent. I'll also point out that the original design for this clock was also to be used as a wall clock, so that there was an optional stand in the box that allows it to be popped up on a desk. So it would look something like this back on the original ads. And I do hope that they bring this back maybe as an optional accessory in the future, just to attach onto the hook that they have on the back. That would also make it pretty versatile. Obviously, you can't really rest this clock against something, because unlike a traditional wall clock, in addition to having the hands move, it also needs to shift the plate underneath using an additional motor so that it changes, again, the gradiency. So if you rest it against something, that's going to prevent the motor from spinning the plate correctly, which won't get you that full changing color effect. So it does need to be hung or suspended. So that's been our hands-on review of the Design Nest Dusk, the clock that frames the sky. A very artistic yet simple concept of having the clock also change the temperature as well as the color depending on how dark and how light it is outside. So I think it's pretty cool, and also very easy to use, also surprisingly affordable considering it's under $50. So if you are looking for for kind of an interesting, unique clock that can be hung onto, again, any white colored wall, maybe in the living room, maybe in the kitchen, or in your bedroom, it would be a great, I think, option to consider. If interested, you can check out more details in the links down below. But for now, that's been our video. Thanks for watching here at OS Reviews. That's been the Design Nest Dusk.